All right. Oh. Hello, hello. All right. So hello everyone. This is something new for us as hopefully here for the foreseeable future we're able to go live at least for an hour or two a day. Playing some matches of Magic. We're going to be getting into a league today with a deck that we are pretty familiar with. Here, let me pull it up real quick. So we're gonna be playing some modern today, and we're gonna be playing this the Izzet Prowess deck. Something that we've played quite a bit on the channel, and we've played quite a bit in modern before. Kind of shied away from more, and in favor of like a lot of the like blink slash like different builds outside of blue white. Oh shoot, I see notifications, but I can't see. No, I am totally unprepared. Help me out. um, but yeah, so we're going to play some Izzet Prowess today. This is a relatively stock build. We have one flashback here in the deck here. Basically, what this deck is trying to accomplish is a pretty aggressive aggro deck, but also can play like this mid-range-ish strategy. And a lot of our cards kind of play both sides of that, where they can be, help us win the game on like turn 3, turn 2 even. Um, and then a lot of our other cards are also fine with like we play this game longer than like the fourth, fifth, or sixth turn. It's actually going to be pretty solid here. So the big addition to this deck is flashback. No, of course it is. Hold on, I'll just make this bigger so I can actually see it here. So the build idea here, as we were just talking about, basically you're this like aggro deck that plays a very good mid-range plan, and like cards like Expressive Iteration kind of help us toe the line between being a aggro deck and a mid-range deck. This is fine to play like on turn 3 when you have something like Corey Steelcutter going, so you can guarantee cast your second spell, or at least be very likely to cast a second spell to trigger the Corey Steelcutter. Casting a slick shot or playing an expressive iteration with a slick shot show off has the potential to make this a 5, 7, or 9 power creature. Dragon Rage Channeler is a creature that we can get to a 3/3 attacker on turn 1 or on turn 2. Excuse me. I guess technically there's some draws that we can do it on turn 1. Swiss Spear is like one of those cards. Same with like Violent Urge and Mutagenic Growth that are more of the like this is very much in your face, like an aggro plan, where Swift Spear is obviously going to get larger the more of these spells that we cast. Violent Urge is going to ideally give our creatures like double strike, and that's how we can kind of like win these games on turn 3, especially with like Mutagenic Growth. It can be a defensive option, but we want to be using it as an offensive option. And then Preordain is a cheap cantrip. We have Lava Dart, which is like an honorary like double spell card on its own because we can sacrifice a mountain to flash it back to get some more of our prowess triggers. Lightning Bolt, just a straight up like deal 3 damage. Good removal, fine enough to like go to our opponent's face. And then of course, Mishra's Bauble is like a great free spell alongside 18 lands here. Do infinite control combos. Hello everyone. So yeah, that's kind of like what we're gonna be playing today. We are streaming on Twitch and on YouTube as well. Trying to dual stream. But yeah, we'll see how things go. We'll get into this league. If you want to be able to watch in like full screen and everything like that, we will upload the video on YouTube. That's going to be the idea, is that we try to get 1 or 2 good leagues out of a day out of this, and then they'll be uploaded like the next day on YouTube. Well, that's not good. So this is gonna be more of like I mean, not like any of my streams are like hardcore or anything like that, but definitely like more of a casually kind of thing. We'll just do what we can. More people that we have like subscribing to the channel and everything, following on Twitch, all that fun stuff. We, can stream longer or stream more or whatever else. I mean, ideally. With card where if your opponent plays a spell, counter that spell, then put a counter on the enchantment, and I play the Hex Parasite, they'll pay 2 black and remove it. Remove counters off permanents. Oh yeah, oh shoot, I forget what it's like. I remember people playing that in EDH like a lot. Alright, well this hand is actually garbage, and we're probably with Kira playing against the probably oh man, we have this we have to keep this. The Worms Chant lock deck. Not ideal. Oh, I know the league is ending soon. And we have to be in the draw too, which is not ideal. It's like this hand is probably as good as we're gonna get with a 6. Yorick command. Yeah, Yorick's pretty sick. I remember a buddy of mine built Yorick. I'm probably fine with drawing this. Well, I guess we're gonna have to assemble a combo relatively quickly, so we probably just want to bin that. Get to Delirium as fast as possible. And we want to hold a bauble so we can actually trigger Corey Stonecutter. Do this on upkeep so we can see our opponent's card. They're going to draw a Field of Ruin. They do not play the Field of Ruin, so we have free information. Play test right now, but I need better commander for sure. Oh, there goes our Dragon Reach Channeler. Deathcoil Worm. I don't think I know Deathcoil Worm offhand. So I'm guessing that they're holding up Spell Snare. It's been fairly popular. I think if they're like a control deck, I think I want Corey Steel to resolve. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a little pressure on our opponent. We're going to pull out Slick Shot. So it's going to be, I guess, counterintuitive. Oh, Massacre Worm. Okay, I know Massacre Worm. All right, I can follow that. Ideally, we play... Oh, Flow State, okay. That kind of sucks. So this may give us a free turn where we can go kind of nuts. All right. So the thing that we have to be mindful of, so we are going to get to go Corey into the Slick Shot show off. Get to cast this. The question is, do we want... Yeah, I think we want to try to bobble and find something new. This is probably going to be a bubble ourselves to see if we want to draw the card. I don't think there's anything that we necessarily want offhand, so... Yeah, I think we want to do this now. Swift Spear, probably not going to be a good one. We'll pass, and then we'll fetch on their turn. Get our Thundering Falls. Mutagenic is another spell. I think we keep this. We'll draw it. Wait, Time Raveler? Oh, 4 mana, Supreme Verdict. Oh, this is Wrath of Skies. Okay, so ideally we draw another land. Or we draw that. So we can go Channeler. We'll plot show off pass. And I guess we'll kind of live by them going like 5th land, Scepter, Orm's Chant. Not even necessarily sure they're the chant deck. Of course, they'll probably prove me wrong here. Field of Ruin, sure. I think for the most part I'm fine with that, as long as they leave me with like 1 blue source for this expressive iteration. As I say that. So now I have no mountains. I like the other versions I usually play. They have like 3 mountains. You avoid getting absolutely just wrecked by Stone Rain. White mana, so this could be like Orange Chant. Be kind of annoying. This is really going off the hard assumption that they're not like a or the assumption that they are like an Orange Chant deck. Could potentially open the door for us. Would be slightly annoying if they were 6. If they're like Solitude plus Ephem, it'd be pretty bad. 6, be 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. I guess we have exactly lethal. Let's try to go to combat. Targeting the that's pretty good. Targeting the Dragon Rage Channeler, because if they have something like Force and Negation, which I think the Dart actually still makes it lethal. So this is 2 damage. I guess each of these are 3. So 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so. Yeah, it looks like they're F6, so this looks like it will be lethal. So if they get me, they get me. All right. We we actually win that game, so that's pretty cool. All right. So sideboarding. So I guess willing to bet they're like maybe some version of like blue white control, but they're like blue white or I guess actual blue white control and not what is it, like Orm's Chant or like Scepter Chant control. So I don't necessarily love Dart. This, considering these, don't want Unholy Heat. Um, we want expressive iteration, muted chat. So the problem is, like, a lot of the sideboarding that we end up doing with this deck is kind of hedging against, like, if our opponent's playing more removal, our, like, double strike combo gets worse because we obviously don't want to get blown out by a removal spell. Kind of the power of this deck is the fact that we can play some of these other spells and they don't directly, like, they affect our creatures, but we're not targeting them with our spells. We're just casting them and, like, hitting our opponent with, like, lightning bolts and things like that. So with them being maybe a little bit more interactive, I want to cut these. I'm just not sure if, like, because we could bring in, like, a Prismari Charm. Maybe the darts can stay in. The thing is, the darts just don't kill anything, or, like, they really don't do anything aside from being kind of like a double spell. Like, mutagenics just aren't really going to do anything. So it could be just something like this where, like, the violent urges are probably, like, fine because we're just looking to end the game one shot. We kind of get blown out by Solitude anyway. Because at least I have a hard time believing that they're not playing Solitude, but Flusterstorm might even be, like, an overboard. Might be fine just to be a little bit more interactive in that way. But winning game one and being on the draw in game one is massive. Absolutely huge. So we have four. Yeah, so this is definitely a mulligan. Oh, yeah, we even mulligan to 6 that game too. Crazy. So this is fine. We'll keep this. I don't think I necessarily want the third land, so we'll keep all of our spells here. This, we'll start Swiss Spear, Bauble, get on our government issued 2 damage. We'll upkeep them. Oh, don't want to respond to their fetch. Would like to do it on upkeep. Puts Flow State in the graveyard. Alright, so what card are you drawing then? Wrath of the Skies. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Alright, so tap lane Goo. Let's get to draw a card. So we're going to look at Murktide Preordain. I think I'm going to want to save the I think I'm gonna want to save the spell Pierce for the Wrath of Skies. Like, if they have an answer for this, we'll just, like, change up how we're going to Preordain. I kind of like Quarry Steel Cutter. So we find Slick Shot, Wooded Foothills. Interesting. So I think I want to bottom both of these. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna kind of push. Found Quarry Steel, never punished. So if our opponent goes like Wrath the Skies X1, I think I'm fine with that just on Swift Spear. So I think I want to go fetch, get Steam Vents, Preordain, try to find like a third land, and then we could play like we could look towards like potentially playing a Murktide Regent, depending on what the rest of our draws end up looking like. Potentially get some damage in here with this Monastery Swift Spear. Double Iteration. Yeah, I think I'm fine with one of those. Oh, gotta remember to take the upkeep step off here, or upkeep stop. Yeah, this looks like Wrath of Skies for 1. Totally fine with that exchange. It could signal one of two things, where either our opponent has like multiple Wrath of Skies and they're kind of fine with 1 for 1ing there. This is kind of awkward. All right. Pass the turn. Okay, so our opponent looks like they're just passing. Let's go Surveil Land. Slick Shot Show Off. I think I'm going to put it in the bin. Put it in the Whaley bin. All right, so we'll start off with Iteration. Opponent does Spell Snare. That's fine. Grab our last blue land out of our deck, and we'll cast this Murktide Regent. Here. And one of these. They have like No More Lies. Or is this like counterspell? Oh, consult the star charts. Okay. Unkicked consult. So yes. And we maintain 4 types in our graveyard. So I mean, technically, with the Violent Urge, we do have lethal. Well, that's awkward. Unless this is just going to be activate Field of Ruin. Consult. So I mean, they're going to need Solitude or something, which doesn't look like they find it, and we win the match. So we go up 1-0 here in our league here. So it had to have been obviously like traditional like blue-white control, which is like fine, but yeah, a little rough for them, I would say. But I mean that ended up working out pretty well for us. Obviously, ideally, they don't counter our super cool expressive iteration, make things a little bit more interesting, but makes us more likely to shove with the Murktide. But all right, fantastic hand. If you know, I think these 2 Quarry Steel Cutters are, well, actually probably like this and a Quarry Steel Cutter are lands. I mean, I absolutely love Quarry Steel Cutter. Made it my whole personality. But we'll mulligan, and This. They also mulligan to 6. We'll keep this. Dart feels like it's our worst card. Because I think we're going to like fetch Pyridane and we're just going to try to set up like a Slick Shot plus like a big turn. So I think we probably push Dart to the bottom and really only regret our decisions if our opponent is like some variant of energy. Some variant of energy or like Ragavan deck. So our opponent stays on 6 cards. We're going to be on the play, so we'll just go and start off on this Pyridane. Try to either find a way that we can push through like Double Strike, Lethal, Dragon Rage Channeler. Not going to be a way I'm going to be able to bin this Lava Dart, but I don't think I want Dart. Anyway, it's going to be on if I want this Dragon Rage Channeler. I probably want a second threat more than likely, so we'll just keep the Dragon Rage Channeler, even though our second turn is going to be like playing or plotting like Slick Shot Show Off. All right. Potentially Energy or Storm. Like Boros Energy or Storm, and I'm kind of scared that it's actually Boros or Storm is kind of what worries me. So I think we can. Do we want to plot Slick Shot? There's probably no reason for. I mean, we get him for 1 damn at 19. I don't think the difference between 19 and 20 is significant. There's the possibility that they just like kill us on turns. So like, I think I want to plot this anyway, because if they're Boros, then I want them to play a 2-mana spell that we really don't care about, or at least are very likely to not care about, versus playing it out and getting in 1 point of damage, hoping that their energy and getting punished, or hoping that their storm and then getting punished at their energy. We just kind of want to like protect the Slick Shot, and if they want to play like 1-drop and leave up a 1-mana spell, well then we can just play like Dragon Rage Channeler, and like we can play out Channeler and Slick Shot and accomplish sort of kind of the same thing, where they can choose like kill the Slick Shot, but we still have a Dragon Rage Channeler around and get some value off of our Channeler. I mean, as of right now, ideally, Iteration finds us a land, like we'll be able to actually not hit Delirium. All right, yeah. So they are Boros Energy. They played a 2-drop that we, for the most part, don't care about. So they are. Unfortunately, there are some lists that are playing Solitude, so it's a little weak sauce, honestly. But found Lightning Bolt, so we can go. Dragon Rage Chandler this. We cast a Bauble. Kind of see what happens, because they can Solitude here. I think I want to keep the land. So I'm going to be able to get in a decent amount of damage. We want to keep that land on top. Our opponent, I'm assuming, is holding on to a Solitude right now. is kind of what they're debating on. Like, we're tapped out now. Obviously, there's not really any ways that we can protect our slick shot. At least through exile base removal. Like, we could potentially protect it through damage base removal, but oh, of course. So we'll go fetch, mountain, boltless voice of victory. Slick shot. I think we'll actually graveyard that slick shot. Actually, I guess. I don't think we're necessarily punished for doing this. Famous last words, but we're actually going to bobble our opponent now. The reason why I'm going to do this is because if we draw mutagenic growth exactly, and they go to harness lightning, then or harness lightning, if they go to do some bullshit that we don't care about. Like right now, if they're holding up Galvanic Discharge, we're actually going to be able to put our creature out of Galvanic range. Which is actually crazy that it paid off for us in that way because, ooh, all right, we'll keep that on top. That's just another spell that we're guaranteed to play. Corey, so we'll put hand, bottom, exile. Like, we want to, in a way, put lethal on board without this mutagenic so we can actually, like, protect. We can protect ourselves. Which is now going to be 8. Bolt is going to push us up to 7, so it's going to give us lethal. And then we'll be able to protect with mutagenic. Everything kind of irrelevant if they have Solitude, but if they had Solitude, they probably would have cast it last turn, so it would have to be exactly their draw this turn. Lethal, they go for the Galvanic. We will mutagenic, and that should be game. All right, there we go. So we get the W. So now playing against Boros Energy, not really a big fan of this matchup. I think it gets a little bit better now that Flage, now that Flage, like a million years ago, is banned. So like these, cut and urge. Like a slick shot. Consult our like old guide here so I can get an idea. If I cut Swift Spear, leaves that many cards. I don't think I care about the graveyard stuff. Fluster Storm, whatever. I probably don't want Swift Spear, like Spell Pierce. I would really want like Spell Pierce over Spell Snare. Because I mean they're just kind of doing like their thing. I don't even know. I don't even think like Spell Pierce is like okay. The fact that their removal is essentially like 1 mana Doom Blades, and we're looking to like we're probably going to be playing a longer game anyway. Like I don't even necessarily like Violent Urge. Mutagenic is kind of like a poor protection spell because of the fact that they can bank energy with Galvanic Discharge. Consign to memory. Do I care about consign? Probably not. Probably a poor hedge, bringing in like one Spell Pierce, but we'll try it. They mold a 6. We'll keep this. We have 1 mana interaction. Expressive Iteration is going to be one of our better cards in the matchup because again, this game is very likely to go long. As we just kind of they mold a 5 too. Okay, well, that is not good. Boros Energy is kind of like one of those decks. I mean, every deck wants to keep a 7 card hand, but like Boros Energy doesn't necessarily need it, but like outside of like their like really quick combo, like they don't generally get it. You know, like if they don't have like Pride Souls and it's just like one or the other, like one removal spell just kind of topples the cards. Goodness. All right, so they figure out what they're gonna do with life, and I'm assuming that this is gonna be guide would be Pride. I think I'd be fine with. All right, never mind. I'm not fine with any of them. Corey Steelcutter. So I think we prioritize killing this Ocelot Pride anyway. Like, I really like I probably would want one of these expressive iterations. Like looking back to be another land. Guide of Souls, sure. Have to go Steam Vents here. This is a game that we can almost assuredly lose. Just like Guide Souls is pretty crazy. Like if our opponent just follows up with like another Ocelot Pride, we are in trouble. All right. We'll just clear this Guide of Souls and pass. You know, really hoping that our opponent just kind of has air at this point because we want to, like, we want to draw a land, then we can play, ideally like fetch mountain to like kind of protect our life total. Second guide is not ideal. I mean, eventually, if we just naturally find second land, it'll be fine. I'm kind of good with like keeping the board clear of like these nerds. Normally, this would be pretty bad, like in a Flage world, just because we're filling up their graveyard and everything. Bombardment is fine. All right, second land, please. No. All right. We're very likely to find the second land. Not with these cards, though. All right. Well, this is certainly a way that we can lose the game. with them being on a mold of 5 is just simply not finding second land. And they found third guide. They find pride too. Yeah. Again, that is certainly a way that they win this game. Still just not finding our third. Like, we've seen almost a quarter of our deck, and we've seen one land. We have 16 lands in our deck, and we've seen 14 cards. So we have a decision where guide long term is going to be worse. We might actually be better off with the... No, because if we kill pride, we have instant sorcery, land, and graveyard. I have to kill one of these. Pride can obviously snowball at control. They're going to be able to like gain a life, and then obviously without guide, they're not going to be able to gain energy and everything. But I think we have to, like, with this Goblin Bombardment, I think that we have to kill Pride. But like a second land at any point now would be like fantastic. I really want to just like get a Corey Steel down. Like get a Corey Steel down and then like go runner on lands ideally. We just get down Corey Steel Cutter and then we get down like Corey Steel plus another card. Alright, now do I still want to do that? So yeah, like we want to get down Corey and then ideally play land and go Corey. If not, I mean, Expressive Iteration into hopefully land. Where is annoying. Our opponent also not drawing lands. So either we find another land or we find like a 0. Dragon Rage is not it. Want to find a third land. None of you are third land. Holy cow. Actually, probably could have kept that in hand, but I think we just honestly need to draw cards. I mean, we're gonna die to this. Oh, they're trying a Johnny too. Wow. All right, yeah, that's exactly how we lose this game. I think that's actually just dead now. So they can attack for 2. It ends up being 4. 4, they shoot. Yeah, I think we're just dead now. Johnny puts us to, or I guess, yeah, sack that token. Yeah, they make a token, they go to 3, and then they shoot us for the remaining 3. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, yeah. Wild. Yeah, if we find second land, literally, like, a few turns sooner, we're able to apply pressure to our opponent. Like, the fact that they found, like, what, triple guide, double pride is unreal. Like, of their 8 cards, they had them in their top 15. Swiss Spear, Mutagenic, don't care about the graveyard stuff. Spell Pierce, definitely get this out of my deck. I think I'm fine with a Swift Spear. Yeah. Unfortunate. We'll keep this soft to Guide of Souls because Dart only deals 1 damage. But we'll go Steam Vents. Swifty, get our damage in. Best part about this hand, guaranteed second land. Let this shock go. All right, let's Galvanic. I guess I'd have to be willing to Stone Rain myself. That's fine. You can have that. We will get down arguably our better card in the matchup in Dragon Rage Channeler. Absolutely love to draw Corey Steel. I don't need another land. Well, actually, I guess I would probably want to have the untapped land, so I probably want to go top. With the Thundering Falls being a hair awkward. Corey Steele, like, getting this down and then getting to Cash Preordain after is going to be huge. Ideally hitting Delirium on this Dragon Rage. Purge, fine. All right, opponent. Can we go to my turn? Upkeep. Come on, we're almost there. Can I go to my first main phase? Corey. Shock this into play. Preordain. Trigger. Another Corey Steele. So I actually think I want to bottom top this. Again, Corey Steele is going to be one of our better cards for sure. And this is going to be a lot of damage coming through with like Corey plus Dart. I mean, they also tap out for the Wrath Skies, then we're a little sad, but like short of that, I mean, we're in a pretty okay situation. That's fine. Doing it on their turn, we're cool with that. Playing a 1 toughness creature would have been like absolutely insane for them too. Go for next turn. Slick Shot, show off. Play another Corey Steele. I'm assuming that they want to discharge this. That's fine. Give me my monk token. Potentially setting up for lethal next turn. I don't think I want mutagenic. Can I kill with just this? So if I go slick shot, please slick shot, flashback dart. Dart's gonna put them to 8. This is gonna be a 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're 1 short. It just depends if like mutagenic is really where we want to be. Because I don't even I think if they have like a removal spell, then mutagenic is like not going to be like if they get rid of Corey. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess like this could be lethal if they just only get rid of Corey, but it's only a slick shot stays around. I think I'm gonna bottom it. We're I think hoping for like expressive iteration or like just one of our other better mid-range cards. Bombardment. All right. Of course, you draw a land. Cast. Flashback a dart. Attach. They go to 1. So now, at least as of right now, all of these are lethal threats. Yeah, okay. Perfect. So we don't win the game where they mold a 3, but we do keep the one where they, or we do win the one where they did keep 7. So now we're 2-0. All right, so here we are, game 3. We get to be on the play. All right, so this is going to be a really good hand if our opponent is looking to be a fair deck, but if they're going to be unfair, then we'll just end up getting kind of stomped by them. So we'll play Wooded Foothills, pass the turn. Obviously want like a 0 for a Quarry Steel Cutter, or potentially find third land. Looks like our opponent hopefully is like, well, I don't even know if hopefully, I don't even know if I would want rather than be like blue-black. All right. Well, very likely that they have like Spell Snare. I'm gonna put them on Snare. Oh, okay. They archive, so maybe they're like oh force a negation pitch Psychic Frog. Okay. All right. We'll pass the turn so we can just do the same thing again next turn. I'm assuming this is going to be like, oh, no shock. Okay, so they pitched a Psychic Frog. I assume that they would have had another frog. Corey. Bubble. do it on upkeep because they potentially are playing cards like Thoughtseize. Oh, speak of the devil, Thoughtseize on top of their library, which is going to be like pretty decent because they're going to get to look at our hand and take like expressive iteration. So so we know Thoughtseize, and then they have an unknown card. Would like to find a third land. All right, that works. So I think I want to go hand the Preordain, bottom Swift Spear, exile the Steam Vents. I could just like play out the Swift Spear. I'm definitely not short on threats. I just don't know if I want the fourth land. I think I'm for sure putting the Preordain in my hand. Which one am I putting to the bottom? If I put the land to the bottom, then I think I just like fetch shock Swift Spear. So I get the Steam Vents out of my deck. And then we just kind of have like a crazy turn. So yeah, bottom this, exile Swift Spear. Going to assume my life total for the time being is going to mostly be relevant. Get another Quarry trigger. Be able to attack for 5. Solitude, Pitch, Ephemerates. They have like another Ephemerate. That's going to be kind of gross. All right. All right. Well, we're fine with that. They have 2 unknowns, about to be 3 unknowns, and then a Thoughtseize. It's like Thoughtseize. Oh, okay. Otherworldly Gaze. So this might just be like Reanimator. Like the oh yeah, Atraxa, Flooded Strand, March. And they have the Goryo. All right. So they have Mending, Cavero, Solitude. So I guess they could take like a Solitude Atraxa. That would be white card. They're gonna get to gain 7. Goryo, Atraxa. Oh, I guess they couldn't take Solitude and Atraxa, so they take Goryo, Atraxa, Plains. Right, yeah, so I already knew about the Thoughtseize, so we know most of their hand. We know all but one card. So I guess they can Thoughtseize themselves and put Atraxa back. So if we went 1, 2, 3, So if we played a slick shot, we could play 1, 2, 3. So that would be 7, 11. 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 spells. So that's +3. So that's 3, 7, 11, 12, 18, 19, 20. So we're 1 short if we do it that way. If we go Preordain, Bolt, Dart, that's 8 damage here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells. 5 spells. So that's 8 +6. That feels like it's lethal. Man, would really love to also draw Mishra's Bauble. I'll pay like I'll pay like 9 life to have this Mishra's Bauble right now. Yeah, because I don't think Bauble. I think we just want the untapped land. So bottom, top. And that's exactly lethal. All right. We got there, as the kids say. So this. I wonder if Consign is worth bringing in, because we're not going to want any of this stuff. Swiss Spear. You could convince me to cut the Swiss Spears, play this, or maybe this. I don't think I want Unholy Heat. Unholy Heat's not even going to kill like their most important thing. So that's kind of what we're going to debate, is figure out like if having the additional, I almost want to say with like Solitude being a thing, that it's probably not. We could also probably, no, I don't think I want to cut a Slick Shot. Like Consign specifically to like stop their like Atraxa like triggers, but then again, like that's not even necessarily ideal. But like if we cut these, then it's like I bring in this and like maybe keep in 2 Swift Spears. Yeah. Maybe it's worth it. Try that. Bring in like almost the whole sideboard, but let's give that a shot. Ah. Spell Pierce. Begin the game with 7 cards in hand. So we have early interaction with Spell Pierce, but then immediately kind of goes away when we do the thing. Give me 1 second here. Man. Since my chat thing. Appreciate the stream. Stuck in the social security lobby at the moment. This is a blessing. You're very welcome, Colby. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. As I debate if like Spell Pierce is good enough. So they kept 7. Spell Pierce is probably going to be a little bit weaker. I don't even necessarily care about the Smirk Tide. I kind of wish we didn't have it. Have Threat. I don't even know if I necessarily like this. We'll try it. We'll try it. Try to navigate myself here. All right. Undercity. I think I almost wish this was like some kind of Esper Frog or like Blue Black Frog over the Goryo's deck. I just feel like I get high rolled so often by this deck. So turn. What do you got? What do you got? Tap. Philology Archaeologist. All right, cool. They completely miss. All right, Holy Heat ain't touching it, but so man, I really don't want to go shields down just for like the slick shot. But like they don't have anything right now, so like worst case I guess if they have like third land, Thoughtseize themselves, put Atraxa, and then Gorios. So that's kind of my thought process is I mean, we have to put pressure on them. Like we saw in the Boros game in game 2 where, you know, we had all the interaction for our opponent, but like due to missing land drops, like we weren't able to put pressure on them while also kind of keeping their board in check. This is going to really suck if they just like flip Atraxa in the bin or Gristlebrand. And I would assume that they would have windmill slammed as much as you can windmill slam on Moto if that was one of their cards in hand and they had a track or Gorios. If not, then this is a crazy slow roll. Like Spell Pierce seems like it's still fine. Of course, now we draw Quarry Steel Cutter. They kept a card on top, so I mean, maybe it's a good chance that they go like Faithful Mending. I think I just want to do this and then Preordain. I want to try to find a third land. bolt and another slick shot. All right. How hard do I want to find this third land? Because I guess if I can do this, if I find third land, like I can just like play land, Quarry Steel, I guess Unholy Heat, and I have a target for it. This is just going to be another game where I'm going to wish that I had one more land in play. Ephemerate. They want to mill the top card? How crazy is it if I like consign, or if I spell pierce this Ephemerate? Because if I just consign the trigger, they get to upkeep this. They have force, okay. Sure. Force frog. So I get to put force in hand. Well, max punished. Because now they just get to obviously do this. And they find a Traxa, but they find a Wrath and Prismatic. They put Prismatic Ending in hand. So they have Prismatic Force, and they're going to have Flooded Strand in hand. So Prismatic Force, 2 unknowns. Is this Goryo? Just max punished? Okay. I think we took out both urges also, so... Bristlebrand, Solitude. Oh, my lord. Ephem. Yeah, okay, we're good here. Well, shit. So, I guess even in that case, like, Goryo, yeah. Yeah, don't love it. Spell Pierce has kind of continued to be pretty awkward, all things considered. I don't even know if I want this Murktide. I don't even know if like a random like Violent Urge or something like that is even that good. Dart, obviously Meltdown thing. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yes, I would like to play first. All right, so the big problem with this hand is the fact that we have all the interaction. You know, we drew our sideboard cards. Just like we're not looking for, or like we don't have any pressure on them. That said, I think we'll keep it and hope that they don't have a Psychic Frog start. This is where I really wish like the Spell Pierce was a like a Spell Snare. They mold a 5/2. Okay, so potentially even if their hand is like a frog start, I think that there's a way that we can play it where Lightning Bolt could potentially clean up a frog. Granted, I think they would need 3 cards to discard. We'll do the tried and true test of deck thinning. Because if we want to, we can even interact. Just a little bit faster. Corey Steele, cool. Iteration, totally fine with that. Kind of hoping that they, like flip the nuts. Honestly, like they go Surveil Land, bin Atraxa, and then we spell pierce them. All right, they found a Goryo, so they must already have another Goryo in hand. So we go. So they don't have anything at this point. So if we go Corey Steele and then go Soul Guide Lantern, and they force the Soul Guide, we're assuming their hand is like 2 unknowns, possibly a Goryo's Vengeance after that. And then we're basically hoping that Spell Pierce Consign will kind of carry us. All right. Love this to resolve. Get Goryo out of there. Also kind of bad because like if their hand does have like prismatic ending, they do force us to crack this lantern like now. Or I guess yeah, they just probably prismatic the Corey Steel. Expressive. And bottom exile. I think I'd just rather keep the lands going. Hope that our Prowess Monk gets there. They missed a land drop that turn, so presumably working with all spells in hand. I'm gonna go get a mountain so I can crack this to draw a card. Also going to make us delirious for like the 1 of Violent Urge in our deck. They find Atraxa, cool. So if I go Bolt, Violent Urge, that's 6 damage, 9. 2, 3, 4, yeah. So I think I can, yeah, Bolt. Violent Urge. All right, cool. League is officially cash money, and we're now on the road to playing for the trophy. Crazy stuff there. Crazy stuff. So, I mean, yeah, so far going pretty good. really nice to get a win against Boros. Boros is like was like traditionally a tough matchup when we had Flage in the format. I still don't think necessarily. I think with the banning of Flage, the matchup is more interesting, and I think a lot of the matches were interesting anyway when you didn't have to navigate Flage. If your opponent just had a Flage, and you didn't have them dead on like turn 3, the game felt like it was pretty over. But the fact that Flage isn't around and like they have different ways of interacting, like Solitude, some of them go a little bit bigger by playing the like the 4-mana saga from like Avatar. So it's definitely the matchup's a lot more interesting, I think, and doesn't really have like that point where if your opponent finds like Flage, then the game's kind of in their favor or swings wildly in their favor. Sweet. You get to be on the play again. 3 lands, Dragon Rage Channeler, Lava Dart. Keep this if they're interactive. Hopefully they use their 1 spell on this Dragon Rage Channeler. And we're good to coast. Montana Chandler. Alright, so they have Swifty, so this is the Prowess Mirror. Fortunately, we have the wrong spell for this. So we can go turn where we play Mountain, we plot Slick Shot. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 spells. So that's 9, potentially 12 next turn, 13, 14. Where they're probably likely to like play a Slick Shot on the next turn. Plot this, go. So they're going to go fetch. And get basic mountain. Have these mountains in paper. Alright, Quarry Steel. Fine, so then they follow up with Bauble. They're going to get in for a ton of damage now, but we could potentially looking at a ton of damage. I mean, we have Delirium like in hand. I think the only way we can get better is if we have like Dart. Like if we go, that's 4, 5, 6 spells. That's like 12, 15. Yeah. Like finding another Dart and all these draws are going to be insane. Bolt is pretty good, I think. Bolt might just be lethal. Let's go. All right, well that guarantees this Delirium. Bottom top that. All right, this should be trivial at this point. Land don't matter, Bauble. Take a look at that card. Academic Dispute. Target creature blocks this turn. If able, you may have it gain reach until end of turn. Learn. Alright, so they are on some kind of interesting build here. Start you. Yeah, okay. So, classic turn 3 win. Our opponent's no chance. So, they're doing some weird prowess stuff. In general, I don't like bringing in Graveyard Hate against them. Probably less so, even if they are doing like lesson things. I think these matchups tend to get a little bit slower, so I kind of like on the draw, like cutting some slick shots. Yeah, mutagenic violent urge end up getting a little worse. The big thing is going to be like, do we bring in? Actually, we probably want to bring in Murktide. Yeah, I think I want Murktide, and I'm gonna cut a growth. I could probably like justify like playing an urge, like second urge over the first growth. Because like that, I think urge is like a way we can steal games. I think I'm willing to try to like steal games from our opponent if possible. Not the Tron we would like to assemble. All right, cool. On mold 5. Sheesh. All right, keep. Certainly a hand, folks. There's a good chance that we just die. That we die before even really getting started. Oh, okay. So they're doing like the like bounce stuff. Actually, hold off on Channeler. So like what we can end up doing now is like going and getting our surveil land. If we find a 0, then we just get to play second land Corey plus like 0 mana spell. If not, then we can just play Corey pass, and then we have Corey Dragon Rage Channeler. But they're probably just going to absolutely whack whack us into next week. Oh, they don't have anything to follow up. Oh, Expressive Iteration is so good. I think we have to bin Iteration. No, because if our game plan is going to be like really just kind of riding these Corys to victory, then I think we need to keep Expressive Iteration, play a Corey pass, and then like go Corey Dragon Rage Channeler, and then Iteration's going to have some long-term effects here. So we're going to follow suit with our opponent, play out a Corey and pass. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Preordain. Hey, sorry, Damien. I've basically kind of neglected Twitch chat because apparently my OBS and phone hate like switching between, or even just having like a chat up, which is like unholy amounts of triggering. We're gonna go to 11. We're probably gonna be dead really before we get started. I would never ignore you. I would never do it intentionally anyway. So we can go. I guess, yeah, I mean, we don't have to be aggressive, but Corey. think I'd rather block with Swift Spear. I think I'd rather block with Swift Spear. I think that's what's happening anyway. I guess there's also the argument that like I could there's like the argument maybe I should just attack and then but I probably don't survive. I think attacking is probably bad. I think playing defense is bad, but yeah, I've seen like a few deck lists and I'm just not willing to. I'm like the Jun, like the old Jun players of like Prowess decks where give me slick shots and that's it. Give me slick shot, Corey, Swifty, and Dragon Rage. I don't need the otters. Yeah, I think I can kind of get away with it. Because it's probably stupid to attack anyway because of just what they're getting to do here. They're just going to be able to like lethal me on the crackback anyway. It also just feels I don't even know. Is there a way that we can? Maybe we can, but like they've gotten to play so many spells at this point. Like I think we're just looking at chump blocks across the board. This fiery islet being very annoying, just dinging us for damage too. Man, I have to use the bathroom. I should have definitely held off on just starting up the match right away. I probably should have just went and used the bathroom, but it is what it is. Dart, where's this going? Here. I wonder if it's just been worth it to. Probably, I mean, it probably doesn't matter with as much stuff as they have. Only gonna be able to block 2 5s. We take 9, and we're locked out of casting our thing. Oh yeah, sure. Good enough. Okay, I'm gonna use the bathroom, and then we will get back in for game 3. Ugh. Hello, dog. Hello, dog. Oh, all right. So, minute left. Is there any changes that I actually want to make? I wonder if like Spell Pierce is better on the draw. Like, I wonder if like I wonder, since they are more, bring back show off and Pierce. Damn, cutting a show off. Oh, I cut 2 show offs. Man, who am I? Yeah, I probably could have gotten rid of like the other urge and probably like the the third dart. Yeah. All right. We're gonna hope that doesn't come back to bite us. So on the play, game 3, 3 lands, 4 spells. Heat probably kills something. We Preordain, but like a lot of this is just digging, hoping to find something. All right. Our opponent's gonna mulligan to 6 anyway. Yep, called it. Mull to 6 because we're the Chad Prowess player. All right. Don't want 4th land, but we will keep Channeler. Start off on Bauble, so they must have like fetch land in hand, so they're gonna start off. Please don't be the stupid fucking talent. Okay, so they preordain. Bottom both. All right, Corey, no. Corey, let's go. I wish. Flashback. So we could. Thing is, like, our next turn is going to be playing expressive iteration. So I wonder if, like, probably with just like enough gas, I think I'm just gonna bend this. Probably also wanted to fetch for Mountain to play Bauble, because then that would have led to Delirium. So if they have any darts, I mean, Bolt's irrelevant, but like if they have like their own heats, I'm not even sure like what the sideboard for these like talent based I'm not even sure what the sideboard looks like for like the talent based decks. Yeah, you know what? I missed my second land drop looking at like a quarter of my deck against Boros. Like, I need a 1-time, please. I would like to use it right now. What's the matter, baby girl? Minnie Mouse. Come here. Dog. Yeah, they're tanking on Preordain. You're such a good girl. Yes, you are. My good girl. Yeah, they top both. So they actually debated on which one they wanted first. So it must have been, yeah, Mountain. Please don't dart me, bro. I guess dart or heat. All right, so they have their 3rd land on top. Oh, they have heat. Yep. All right, punished. Ooh. Sad. Mm. Play out Corey. And if they have Corey, then we just Spell Pierce them. And then hopefully ride Expressive Iteration to victory. I think I'm cutting, like, I think I'm probably doing a 1-1 split. I don't know if I like Spell Pierce more than, like, Spell Snare, but I think I can recognize a necessary evil. So I think I'd rather have, like, Snare. Alright. Pierce me, bro. Alright, cool. Passing? Okay, we take those. So we go... If we go, like, Swift Spear iteration, so we're... I guess this just probably puts... Let's put pressure on them. Prowess. Man, I so badly want this Preordain. But I guess we have iteration, so I'm gonna take the threat. Second Corey looks pretty good. So this is probably heat. I'm assuming like heat or bolt on one of these. Yeah, heat. You know what? I would say that you did your job, Swift Spear. Yeah, so they have second Corey, Bauble. Our card, so like Corey Channeler Heat. Draw another card. Get to play this Corey Steel that they know about. Be honest, like Snare would definitely suck. Debating on something. 13. I don't think with. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I don't think with an Unholy Heat, like, we're necessarily in danger of dying with, like, one Corey Steel. Maybe debating on Dart, sure. Oh shoot. Oh no, that's fine. So yeah. Attach. Because I mean we have Unholy Heat. We can. They flashback dart target that. I think I'm fine with that. And then we heat this one. These live. They take 9. They go to 5. Famous last words. I think it's unlikely we die. Don't need 5th land. All right. So we have a blocker. I think their hand has to be a very specific set of spells for us to lose the game. Yeah, all right. All right, 4-0, playing for the trophy. No pressure at all whatsoever. We are elite under pressure. Hey, baby girl. Here, you want to come up? You want to come up here for a second? Come on, girl. All right. I can't have you sit on my lap. Incoming Titan, exactly. Usually a Titan player to like make our league incredibly sad. Either that, like Eldrazi is not terrible, but like here lately I've been running pretty cold against Eldrazi, so and I guess we got to be on the play for like the last 3 games, so they mulligan to 6. I have a feeling that they're Eldrazi Tron. Oh no, no. All right. This might be I don't know if this is better or worse. All right. Yeah, I am unsure if this is better or worse. Sure. Binding my prowess creature. Yeesh. Is like turn 2 Scion, or is this all right? I guess I'm fine with Kavu. Double channeler. This deck doesn't beat it. No, it does not. Absolutely does not. Oh, they. All right, we're good. We're done here. Dude, this thing could like ruin a wet dream. Like this is like heinous. I think before we bring in like some amount of like consigns. It's been so long since I've actually like sideboarded. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is what we want. Yeah. Yeah. Consign heat, and then we bring in the charm because we can like bounce the thing. Man. Not like this. Bolt. So we have consign. Yeah, the sand just doesn't do it. I mean, I guess we have like the turn 2 Scion covered, but we don't. This doesn't do like anything else. Bolt's not gonna be able to kill like a majority of the things. Growth doesn't have a target. I think I'm gonna mulligan. All right, opponent. Leyline in play. Go. This is going to be such an anticlimactic finish. I've been the other islet. Iteration. Yeah. Assuming this. Oh, this is just getting bolted. All right. Really wish that was a leyline binding. Psychic Frog. We can work with that. Boy, oh boy. Do you have a second frog? Or is it just like, I had the Scion the whole time? Oh my god, turn 3 arena. No, you don't have anything. Just pass the turn, please. You want to crack one of these fetch lands to get a surveil land. Croxa? Insanity. No, that can't be right. Yeah. Ditch the bolt. Consign to memory. Yup. Alright, well, there's the other land. Felt criminal? No, stop. We'll find more. Although now, like... Ugh. Several things, Croxa. I guess iteration. I guess my play, no matter what, is probably like I just want to find a land or find something I can do with like my stuff, so I can just play the mountain if I need to. Yeah, hand. I think I'd rather have a Preordain in my deck later. Get rid of this Croxa. Alright, now we're just hoping that they have nothing but air. Their whole plan was just to play this Croxa. I swear to God, if you have Croxa plus whatever the fuck again, that's actually insane. Okay. I guess they are just going to be able to replay Croxa, though. This is going to get knocked out of our hand. Oh, the Leyline Binding is your other card. I guess they still need like 4 mana to like get this back. I just like doubt that they won't be able to. Oh my god, what is this? Guess I don't have to necessarily, because this is probably Ragavan is like the last card. Sheesh. Perfectly timed flashback. Discard a card, draw a card. So Brotherhood's End. Dart is awful. So we can... I'm just hoping for like a land. I wonder if it's like flashback iteration. Find something for the Kavu. They're not going to be able to cast the thing. Need to try to find a way to get back in this game. Because I don't think flashback heat this. Maybe that is it, and I just have to open the top deck. Yeah. Target heat this. Pass the turn, and hopefully you don't get immediately punished for making that play. Scion. Alright, so there's only one card that will help us to beat that. It's not that, and we probably need too much to... Yeah, alright. I'm not willing to play out that game. So, we 4-1. Domain into Ruin are fun. So 4-1. Definitely am going to tweak the sideboard because I think Spell Pierce, like one of these Spell Pierce, probably be a Spell Snare. I kind of like Flusterstorm in some of the leagues I played off stream with it, and maybe like another Consign, like Meltdown. Let me tell you, I've played like 15 matches total, I think, with this deck now, and I have not run into Affinity. Have not run into Affinity, which is kind of a shame. Prismari Charm, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Flashback has been like decent, so might be something where I want to like change like one of these Spell Pierces for a Spell Snare. And then maybe do something with Flusterstorm, maybe do something with Murktide Regent. Murktide Regent's been fine, but you know, all right. Now for my favorite part. Let's go. Let's open up something sweet. All right, 80 play points. Final Fantasy cards. And that's probably it. Yeah, I don't think these are like anything to write home about. Except for maybe like some of these like dumb like commander cards or whatever. They end up being like pretty expensive, but you know, I'm cool with throwing away treasure chest. Mana value on artifacts. That's probably pretty. That's probably like decent for standard if you could play like Krang and things like that. That might be okay. But yeah, so that's it. That's our one league. If you want to subscribe onto YouTube, if you're watching over on Twitch, Smeargle. Smeagol. Schmeagle. That's me right now. I am Schmeagle. So we'll be uploading the league onto YouTube tomorrow, and then hopefully back tomorrow. We'll make some changes to Prowess, play a little bit more of the Prowess deck, and then possibly come back, play another league with this, and then maybe on like Wednesday we'll switch to like a different deck. We'll try out some other stuff. Be sure to leave some suggestions for me, Damien, if you have any cool like blue black lists. Give me the talent version tomorrow. You know what? Like if I find a version I like, I'll play the talent version. I'll give in to peer pressure. You have a good night as well, sir. You know, happy belated Father's Day. Um, and yeah, appreciate y'all for coming out watching the stream. YouTube went kind of crazy. There's a bunch of likes on the stream. I do appreciate that mightily without begging for it as well. So definitely check all that stuff out. Subscribe to the YouTube so you can see all these leagues and stuff that we're going to be playing, and hopefully we have you know, I'm going to be greedy. Hopefully we have a little bit better one tomorrow. And I know that you always have the blue black list. I'm just saying, like, I'm jonesing to play some Frog and play Frog terribly, so I'm always open for suggestions and ideas. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Hope y'all enjoyed the stream, and we'll be back tomorrow with some more modern, probably